Hi Capricorn, welcome to your October 2018 Tarot and Astrology reading. Thank you for all your likes and subscriptions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel because I am now doing monthly and mid-monthly readings and a few other things in between. So, first and foremost, Capricorn, the Sun and Mercury as they begin the month are both in the sign of Libra, which is your 10th house of career. Okay, so there's going to be a big focus on career for you people. It sounded so informal. I'm sorry. And to be honest, it sort of looks like there could be a lot of responsibility in the workplace for you at the beginning of the month. For some reason, some of you may have work to catch up on. Things that may have been delayed suddenly start happening and progressing, and things might feel a little bit overwhelming, I think, in the first maybe 10 or so days of the month, maybe the first week or so. And then Mercury is going to enter Scorpio on the 10th of October, and this is when communication for you could get very interesting. It's in your 11th house, which is friendships and society and even social media. So because Venus is going to be going retrograde on the 6th in that sector, for you, I think being aware of what you put out onto the internet, because it could directly affect your career. Putting out things on the internet is particularly important. I might also suspect that with Venus being retrograde in this part of the sky for you, I think you may be hearing from some old friends or reconnecting with old friendships. People you used to know. Maybe they reach out over social media, but there could be a little bit of a hiccup there too, as well as, being wary about what you say through text messaging, because it might get misconstrued with Venus retrograding there. And just be wary of that. I do think there could be a few friendships returning. You might already be feeling that in the shadow period, but there is going to be a full moon in Taurus on the 24th. Now, I will probably get more into this in the mid-monthly reading, but for now I want you to think about sudden attractions and how they may affect you, because Uranus is also in Taurus and they're sort of meeting each other during the full moon, and there could be a little bit of an unexpected attraction, a sudden attraction that may not necessarily last. So bear that in mind while we do the reading. It's a sudden attraction. It's not something that's already there, by the way. This could be somebody yet to arrive or some sort of idea yet to arrive. This is also children, so there could be a bit of a flare up in the relationships there, or there could actually be a moment of communication breakthrough. The thing with Uranus is it's very unexpected as a planet. So let's get into the reading and see what we've got for Capricorn. Oh, nope. Not coming out. Judgment. That's interesting. Okay, so I think this is probably quite indicative of the Scorpio energy with Venus and Mercury. I think people are going to sort of come out of the blue. Now, actually, in the last couple of months, I've sort of got that call out of the blue vibe for Capricorns, people sort of reappearing, running into people that you don't expect, and I don't think this month is going to be any different. If it hasn't happened to you yet, I have a feeling it probably will. Okay, so I'm going to put Judgment back in there and continue. There could also be a major decision, Judgment sometimes asks, but in what month do we not have a decision of some kind? So we'll see. Also, as if you couldn't tell from my background, I quite like autumn. The Ace of Wands. This matches my background quite well. So this is a spark of something new. This is a new change, a new beginning, a new idea, a new momentum. Let's see what else we've got. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, somebody could be sort of coming in quite quickly. This is exactly what I said about a sudden attraction, a sudden spark that comes out of nowhere. So for you single Capricorns, be mindful of that. The Chariot in the positive position, the challenge, is the Hermit. The outcome, Two of Wands. Okay, so there is a decision. Judgment says that much, and then the Two of Wands confirms 9 of Pentacles. Okay. There sort of seems to be a bit of a conflict here between the Chariot and the Hermit, because the Chariot goes full steam ahead in situations. The Chariot has confidence in their abilities to lead themselves and others to victory, whereby the Hermit is sort of going inward and looking inside for answers. He's not really making major decisions. He's more trying to gather information and gather facts before he proceeds. That's where you're at an odds this month, Capricorn. And this is very common with Venus retrograde, I think, particularly whenever you are leading people or making decisions that affect other people. I think you're going to be running into sort of a rock and a hard place with that one if you are in a leadership role. I sort of sense that you may have to proceed without all the information, and that might be a bit difficult for you, Capricorn, because you're not a sign that likes to proceed without facts. I'm sensing this is very much to do with work, but it may also be inward decisions and suspicions about somebody if you are romantically involved with them. Now, I'm actually going to be going around this 3 times this month. For some reason, this spread sort of resonated with more people, but a lot of people missed the triple cross. But I'm going to do a halfway point and combine the 2. So keeping everybody happy, which is sort of what I think is trying to go on here as well. So let me see. Now, the Hermit is a challenge. I want to point out, especially with the 9 of Pentacles here, for some of you, you could be having a bit of an isolating situation with people in your life. You know, I think this could be a work thing, or it could be friendships. It could be feeling a little bit isolated, which is why with Venus retrograding in that sector, you might not be communicating so well with your peers and the people that you work with, because Venus can cause a lot of mishaps in that department. It is a good time to gather facts and sort of relive things, but you're torn between trying to progress with the new moon in Libra, your career sector, which is on the 9th. You're trying to progress in your career, but you don't necessarily have all the answers, or even in some circumstances the popularity to move forward. It's like you can't gather the momentum with your peers. And it's not because you're an unpopular person, it's just simply to do with Venus. I think with the Knight of Swords and the Chariot, you could possibly be dealing with somebody in the workplace who doesn't like you, or can be a bit sharp with you, and that may be heightened with the Mercury Scorpio aspect of things. But the important thing to remember is that this is temporary, and if this person doesn't like you, it's most likely something to do with themselves rather than you, Capricorn. So I'm going to go into this again and see what we get. Ooh. The King of Swords. So we have an air sign person. We have an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. The 10 of Swords, sort of indicating there could be some sort of change with this person or disappointment surrounding this person. But to be honest, it's more in the fear section. I'm going to move these Goddess Guidance cards here because they're getting in the way of the Hermit. The Star in the positive position. Okay. Challenge position is the 4 of Cups. And Strength. I get the impression some of you are feeling quite isolated at some point during the month. 10 of Wands, yep, that's that heightened energy in the workplace, tying up loose ends, having more responsibility. Now, Capricorn, one thing I want to point out, actually I think I've said that a few times, so another thing I want to point out is that the Hermit and the 4 of Cups can symbolize a rejection where you go inward, but it can be a rejection of self. So some of you might take a direct hit with your self-esteem. I think with Saturn in your sign, that can happen quite often. With Pluto there, certainly that too can be a little bit of a hit. It could be squaring off with this Libra energy in career, so you might not be feeling like you're giving your best. You might not feel like you're being appreciated. You might not feel like you're giving it your all, but you are, Capricorn. It's the energy. You emerge from this victorious nonetheless. You emerge from this stronger. You emerge from this more self-confident. Your little blip is something that you climb from, which is something Capricorns do so beautifully, is when they have these little crises, they think their way out of it, they figure something out, they get the answers. The Hermit in the challenge position means that you might have a little bit more of a dip than usual with answers, but it won't stop you making a decision, and it won't stop you making the right one. with the Strength here, if you're dealing with difficult people, I imagine you are, this sort of suggests that you gain control, you regain control, you regain the popularity, you regain the respect because you're gentle with this person. You don't fight with them, you don't rise to their bait. You remain composed and controlled in the situation. I also think that some of you are dealing with, because this is an air sign, there's a very strong attraction to this person. And you may suddenly be a little bit, if this is a long-term relationship or someone you're dating, you may have a really strong fear of losing this person. And I'm wondering why. Some of you are possibly with the Hermit feeling a little bit lonely with the person you're dating. So I don't know, that could be to a number of factors. It could be that they're always working. It could be that they have a lot on in the workplace. It could be that with the Chariot that they're traveling somewhere. But there seems to be a little bit of a heightened sensitivity to rejection. So be mindful of that, Capricorn. It may not be as it seems. You may be feeling these things due to the planets, especially with Venus retrograding. Love relationships, only the strong survive. The real deals will survive Venus retrograde. That's kind of the thing. Let's see. I'll probably do a piece on Venus retrograding in Scorpio, actually. Because I'm thinking in terms of society, you know, with Jupiter going into Scorpio, all those, the Me Too movement was born and the sexual offences came to light and stuff. And I think with Venus retrograding in Scorpio, there could be a lot more there. So I'm kind of interested to do it. So for you guys, I'm keeping very straight to the point of how it's affecting you. Yeah. Some of you are dealing with a heartbreak already for an air sign. And some of you are just fearing the worst. Because the Three of Swords can often indicate miscommunication and long distance and an external factor. It doesn't necessarily have to be another person. Oops. Ace of Pentacles here as well. And in the challenge position, 8 of Cups. The outcome is the World. Wow. And the Wheel of Fortune. My goodness. Something about you guys in the number 10, I actually sort of wonder, because we had the 10 of Wands there, 10 of Swords, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's something about completing things, even with the World as the outcome. There's a sense of completion somewhere. Now, I'm thinking with the positive positions here with the Chariot and the Star and the Ace of Pentacles, there's renewed faith that comes up in your abilities in the workplace. We have 2 aces here. And you have the capacity, you have the know-how to progress in your life with the Chariot. But you may feel a little bit like you just want to hide with the Hermit rather than rise to the challenge. I feel like there could be someone directly with this Knight of Swords who's testing you this month. Something is coming through to test you with the Wheel of Fortune, be it a person, be it a circumstance, be it a relationship, be it a financial situation. But I want you to know, Capricorn, very, very, very firmly, I want you to know, with the Chariot here, with Strength as your outcome, with the World as your outcome, you have more than one ace up your sleeve in terms of dealing with whatever it is that's sent to test you. Don't let the cosmic climate dictate how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your life. The full moon could have been very revealing in Aries, and that full moon in Taurus towards the end of the month may heighten your relationship awareness. Now, I'm going to go into that more in the mid-monthly readings, but with the 8 of Cups, you are thinking about leaving something or moving on somewhere else, or, you know, some of you with that aspect feel like you can't leave something, and you are faced at a crossroads, but you make the right decision. With Strength in the World, these are 2 very powerful people. The woman in Strength and the woman in the World card. 2 very powerful people sitting there with contentment on their faces, ready to dance with life. And that's where you end up this month, Capricorn. Regardless of whatever this challenge is. You probably want to run and hide with the Hermit, but you're not going to. Whoever this person is that's bothering you so much or affecting how you feel so much, they're small fry compared to what you've got. You know, the chances are they're challenging you because maybe you have a greater ability and some force than them in a certain area. And maybe the reason you're feeling this way and they're appearing this way is because you're projecting some sort of inner fear onto people around you. So it's magnifying. So be mindful of that, Capricorn. I really do think you may go through a period of isolation or seeing things very differently. With the Wheel of Fortune, things are changing though. The wheel is changing in motion. There is a degree of karma. There always will be with Capricorn people. Because of Saturn being your ruler, you know, what you put out into the world does come back to you. So if you are feeling, say you're feeling threatened by somebody else, you will then encounter someone who feels threatened by you. And you will meet that face on. And that with the Hermit can be looking inward for the answers that you seek. You may be dealing with someone who's a committophobe and you have to look inward and think, am I slightly scared of commitment? You know, do I really want it? I do think your star is shining in the workplace, but you maybe can't see it for the clouds. Okay? I just think with the Hermit, it's a very cloudy energy. The Ten of Swords, the clouds are starting to clear, and the Strength and the World card, we can see the stars in the sky. And the stars in your helpful position. So you will see the stars by the end of the month, Capricorn. You just have to be mindful of who you are letting into your mind rent free. But you come out of this month stronger and on top of the world, which is really positive because I think Capricorn's had quite a few strange months, astrologically speaking, and especially with Venus retrograde, it is a tricky time. But the cards are asking you to be gentle and to be patient and to see your karma, your good karma, in a sticky situation is going to be rewarded. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, Capricorn. Before I go, I'm going to draw one Goddess Guidance card to see what we get. Goodness. Okay, you get 3. Guiding children. Blossoming. Oh. And purification. Okay, it's a time for cleansing of your body and mind. Good energy with the Hermit, looking inward. You're getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. You're blossoming. Guiding children. So some of you may be teachers or working with children. You're good at helping, counselling and healing children. Use your skills to heal children now. That's interesting. There's a lot of healing energy actually with these cards. Especially with the star here. I think some of you are really tapping into looking inward. But don't get stuck in your own shell with the Hermit energy. He's in the challenge position. So looking inward too much this month, Capricorn, may lead you to the wrong answers or the wrong decision. Stay in the moment, stay present, and I will see you guys in the mid-monthlies. Bye.